So this is a $48 a night hotel. With taxes, it comes out to around $60. This is my view of Bangkok. Pretty good hotel for 60 bucks. This is pretty much average quality of what you would get for 60 bucks. I mean, you can get a 5-star hotel in Bangkok for 100 bucks. So hope that puts some things into perspective, and let's keep this moving. What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about things to know about visiting Bangkok. I've been to Bangkok many times. I've been to Thailand many times also. I've been coming here since 2004 when I was first in the Navy. And so in this video, we're going to go over everything from currency exchange to safety, tuk-tuks, food, like that, hotels, all the stuff you need to know. Let's go ahead and get started. If you're excited for this video, crush up the likes and let's begin. Yeah, so when you're ordering a beer, there's going to be Singha beer, Tiger beer, Chang beer. Chang is basically beer, so if you're trying to get a Singha beer, the waitress might respond and say Chang beer. What you're going to say is Chang water, Singha beer, okay? That's something to help you like to drink beer. Here's your beer selection, right? You've got Leo, Heineken, Budweiser, San Mig, which is Philippines. And then the main ones down here, you have the Singha, which is also a Thai beer, and then Chang, okay? Let's see, do they even have, they have acai, it's a Japanese beer, Singha. I don't see a Tiger beer, interesting. One thing that may throw you off guard is lines. People standing in line and you all of a sudden just kind of cutting in line and you're going, well, I was there. People don't stand in line in Thailand. So just get used to that. It'll take some time, but you'll be okay. So if people start cutting you off, just kind of the way it is around here. And yes, Thai people are very nice. They are a very nice culture. It's part of their Buddhism, I believe. It's just, you know, taking care of people, and they believe in kind of like the karma of what goes around comes around, or just having, as they say, a good heart. Have a good heart. They admire people with good intentions, and they, for the most part, most of them are the same way. Is arriving in Bangkok. There is 2 airports. There's Don Meng and there's Suva Bang. Okay, kind of sounds similar, but they're not. Okay, the big one is Suva Bang. They're about the same distance from the heart of downtown Bangkok, which I consider to be this road right here that we're on, called Sukhumvit. Sukhumvit is like the main artery. In fact, if you look up there, you can see the MRT train, which is the main transport system. When you come into immigration, it is probably the easiest immigration process you will come into. They don't hassle you too much, especially if you're from the US. I can speak from my experience. I don't know how it is for other countries, but I'd assume it's just as easy. You get 30 days here in Thailand. If you need to extend, typically what people do is they leave, they'll go to Cambodia or Singapore or Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and then they'll just come back. Okay, so the last thing I'll say about that is booking on third-party websites can be a little bit challenging. Sometimes you just want to say, take me to downtown, and then just do a direct book. Unless you've been here many times, you don't know where everything's at, because traffic in Bangkok can be a real pain in the butt. Okay, so another subject to dive into is the shopping malls. Bangkok, because it is so hot and muggy, it's always nice to come to Bangkok and get an escape into a beautiful mall, modern mall with air conditioning and all the modern amenities of whatever country you may be coming from. And yeah, the malls here, whether it be what is that one, 21, Terminal 21, there's I believe there's Central World is another one, but so many malls. Look at this, Louis Vuitton. I think this is a good illustration of what you can expect. If you just want to get out of the heat, the mugginess of hot Bangkok, come to a mall. There's many of them, all up and down Sukhumvit and across the city center. So let's keep this things to know about Bangkok moving right along. Chinese New Year's coming up. Okay, so let's talk about words to know. There's Sawadee Kop, which means hello. If it's a female, it ends in AA. If it's a male, it ends in P. This is the metro line right here, by the way. That means hello, Sawadee Kop. Sawadee Ka if it's a female. And then Kop Kun Kop or Kop Kun Ka if it's a female, which means thank you. All right, there goes the MRT train. You can see way up there. And I recommend the MRT to get up and down Sukhumvit. You can go pretty fast. It's a lot faster than regular traffic. So if you're in Bangkok, you come over here, one of these MRT stations, you purchase the card. This station here is called Phrom Phrong. And it'll take you all up and down Sukhumvit and across the town. I believe the BTS is actually called BTS, not MRT, but Bangkok Transit System. Let's go take a look at how it works. Come over here to the ticket booth. So as you can see, if you need English, you go right here and you can put in any bit of amount, select destination and number of cards. You can get a daily pass also. Sawadee Kop. One all-day pass rabbit card? No have?
One day pass, we have one day pass. You unlimited trip, you can use until midnight today.
Okay.
Okay.
How much?
140 baht.
140 baht. Okay.
Just BTS SkyTrain, okay?
Okay. So it's 140 baht. That comes out to about $4. Thank you, sir. Kapku Kap. Based on what that sign said, in February you'll need to be presenting a passport in order to get that card due to anti-money laundering laws. So that's interesting to hear. Okay, now you guys have heard this before about the bubble guts that happen here when you eat the street food or drink the water, drink the ice. Yeah, that's a thing. And so some things to know about that is, obviously if you do get sick, you have to go to the pharmacy. There's plenty of those antibiotics, and the one that most people take, and I'm not a doctor, but usually they prescribe to me ciprofloxacin. Now obviously you don't want to have to take that, but that was the one that I was given. I'm not a doctor, I'm not prescribing anyone anything, but that's what it's called, ciprofloxacin. And you go from having hot flashes and you know, night sweats for 1 to 2 days, and then it just goes away and you're back to normal. But you'll usually, there's a joke that goes on around here, like a meme on the internet. Whenever you see like a Westerner or a foreigner just sitting on the beach kind of looking cranky and haggard, it's probably because he or she, but typically a he, is on antibiotics and not able to drink tiger beer or, you know, one of the local Cheng beers or something like that. Just kind of like a running joke. It's like he could be drinking a tiger beer right now, but instead he's on a 5-day cycle of antibiotics. It's a little bit of a joke. Also, what they call a foreign Western person here, a white person in particular, is a farang or a furlong. Farang, depending on how you hear it. Farang. F-A-R-A-N-G. That's like the equivalent of being called a gringo or a haole in Hawaii. It's not necessarily derogatory. They just kind of say it. It's like a way to say foreigner. Okay. So now you know. Farang. All right. So here's another one that keeps coming up. It's safety. Whoa. She just dropped her yogurt. Twice. So safety. All right, so I've come to Thailand a couple times now, quite a few times. I can't count, so many times I can't even count. At least 5. Been to Bangkok at least 3 or 4 times. I've probably spent over a month here in total. just in Bangkok alone. And I've walked down dark alleyways at, you know, in the night. And I'm not saying that crime doesn't exist here, but for the most part, it's safe, relatively safe for both men and women. So if you're a female solo traveler and you want to come to Thailand, from my experience, I would say it's relatively safe. I mean, yeah, Bangkok included. It is a big city, you know, there are petty crimes like pickpockets and stuff does happen. I mean, there's millions of people here. I'm not saying that it's immune to crime, but it's just a little bit, it's almost as safe as Hong Kong and Singapore, really, in my opinion. There are a little bit more pickpockets here. All right, so let's keep this going. Look at this conversion rate here. Okay, so when it comes to currency conversion, that's a big thing here in Bangkok. So from what I've been told, the best place to do any sort of currency exchange is directly at the bank. If you go to, say, an ATM, I've had ATMs try to not only get the 220 baht that it costs to do the exchange, but also give me a lower exchange rate. For example, right now it's about 30.17 baht to $1 US. Okay, but these ATMs are giving me about, I've had the one that I just withdrew from, that was the only one that would allow me to withdraw, was giving me a 28. So that means that they were taking at least an additional 5%. No, less than 5%, 3 to 4% on top of the currency exchange. So I know that's petty to complain about, but it's actually annoying because you're not getting the value off the ATM, even from the bank. So it's just something that you got to deal with when you're here, is these exchange rates. So sometimes it's better to do a big withdrawal, and you know, you can't arrive with a lot of US dollars, and even if you did, they would still try to pull something on you to get the low exchange rate. So something to consider about the currency exchange. Go to the banks directly is what I recommend. Okay, so now that we know that the currency exchange rate is about 30 baht, 30 to 31 baht, depending on the fluctuation of the foreign exchange, let's go around and see how much things cost, because there's two different things. There's the locals price, and then there's the price that you, the tourists, are gonna have to pay. It's kind of like a hidden tax that you didn't even know existed, that typically exists. So what many people would encourage is haggling. For example, last night the guy wanted to give me a cab ride for 300 baht. I said 100, and then he said no, 250. I said okay, 200, and then he said okay, let's go. So I'm just giving you an example. That saved me $2. But here's the thing. Yes, you could say, well, what's $2 in the grand scope? Well, we were only going just down the road. You know, a 5-minute drive, 3-minute drive. I'm just giving you an example though. But here's a currency exchange. Let's go see what the, see, it says 30. Hello, ma'am. Quick question. Do you give 30 US dollars or 30 baht to $1 US? You give? Wow. Okay, so she'll give you 30, she'll give you the currency exchange. So, I mean, it just depends, I guess, where you're going. So in transportation, there's going to be taxis. They run off the Grab app that most of Southeast Asia runs off of, that I've been mentioning in my previous videos. They run off the meter. So if you're coming to Bangkok and you haven't watched my other videos, download the app called Grab, G-R-A-B. It's the Uber of Southeast Asia, because you'll be in for a surprise when you get to the airport. You pull up Uber, and Uber doesn't work because it's not in this country. Uber turned over its technology to Grab to manage it. Another thing, you don't use the electronic system, you don't use electronic banking system to pay it, you pay with cash. And if they're going to take the freeways and the highways, you're going to pay the toll on top of the charge. So from Don Mueang Airport, it was 370 baht, but there was no tolls. If I was to arrive at Suva Bang, there would be a couple toll roads if he took the highway. So there's also motorbikes. You can get around on a motorbike. I've gone around on a couple motorbikes. And there's these things called tuk-tuks, which we haven't seen any tuk-tuks. Maybe they're becoming a thing of the past, I don't know. But they're definitely here. I've seen them. Usually you would see tuk-tuks all up and down here, especially as you go towards Chinatown and towards like the temples. Here we go, here's a tuk-tuk for you. There's a tuk-tuk taxi right there. Crazy horse. Okay, just back on the safety thing, you'll walk around, you'll see a lot of people wearing masks. What's up with that, right? Well, so some people, they get so sick, they get this sinus and this flu and stuff, and they're just like, never again. You know, I've even had a cough that's just kind of been lingering. Can't wait to cough it all up and just finally get rid of it. But that's why you see these people wearing these masks. They're protecting against the pollution in the air and also the bacteria and germs that you could be taking in. You can see this lady up here is wearing a mask. There's two different types of masks. One has like a ventilator on the front. The other is just like a regular old health mask that you would see doctors wear. You can get them here, or you can bring them when you come. But yeah, that's part of the health concerns. This is that mall I was telling you about, Terminal 21. So this is that mall I was telling you guys about, Terminal 21. It's a pretty good mall. It's one of my favorite malls. And then when it comes to food, let's get a look at some of this food that we got here. It's like street food in the mall. Look at crab. It's like a crab cake. Fruit juice. Coconut. This is Terminal 21. So it's 12 baht for 5. I want to get this. $5 for 60 baht. Cup. Hello, sir. Cup. 5. Yeah. 3 and 2.
Okay, 2, 3, 60 baht.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So 60 baht, about $2. Yeah.
Spicy.
Yes, please. Salsa.
Garlic.
Yes. as a country of smiles, also a nickname that has been around just like in Philippines. It's more fun in the Philippines. In Thailand, it's amazing Thailand. And when you're here, there's two words that you can know really quickly. It's hello, which is sawadi, sawadi kap, sawadi, and then thank you, which is kap kun kap. Two really easy ones. Sawadi kap, kap kun kap. There's a feminine and a masculine version, but if you just say it like that, you'll be okay. All right, everybody, that's going to conclude this Things to Know When Visiting Bangkok episode. Hope to see you guys on more episodes. Do subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and let's keep this tour of Southeast Asia moving.